Why is that though? How?
Because it's simpler.
It's simpler.
You can transcend space and time through meditative practices.
And what are the resistances that come when you go out inside? Because when you go outside, there are certain, technical issues and things like that.
But there are technical issues, here there are mental issues. There are objective issues, here there are subjective issues.
Right.
So, you have to understand that, this subjective reality, what your experience is, you have to break the boundaries of that too, to enter that state that will open your stargate up, the portal up that is inside of you, known as the third eye itself or pineal gland itself, and propel you directly to what you are supposed to reach.
And what is that supposed to be?
That I'm not going to tell you. You have to experience. Everything, if I tell you, your seeking will end. No, Akash.
That is true.
So I don't want that seeking to end. I want to have you to have the journey yourself. I'm just here for your pitfalls. If you fall somewhere, to just pick you up.
Right.
Firstly, show you the door and then pick you up.
True.
If you fall.
Now, coming back to the troubles and the obstacles a person faces when they go inwards, a little bit of friction, which is mainly subjective. Where do these things come from? These obstacles?
These obstacles come from the experiences that you've had and superimposition of what residue that experience has left onto you. Better known is in Sanskrit language or Indian languages as samskar. Samskar. In English language, we know it as conditioning.
Right.
That's okay.
So these samskaras, so these conditionings, so it's almost like they've been accumulated on ourselves.
Correct.
So what do we do about that? Because it's an obstacle, right?
See, the journey inside, is the journey, but the path is of meditation. Meditation allows us to recognize these conditionings and to drop them if we have to. It teaches us to drop those conditionings if we have to, so we can move deeper inward and realize what exactly the truth of this entire reality is all about.
Right. So Amitabh ji, so it's something that's always fascinated me to know how you perceive everyday existence compared to an average human being around you. I don't know if that's an okay thing to ask an enlightened being, like how do you see all of this around you?
I see everything as consciousness and energy, which is same in me and same in you and same in a plant and same in a rock as well and same in an insect as well, for that matter.
Right.
The vision becomes very, very different, but nothing actually changes, Akash. With heightened states of awareness, and when you have reached that state of pure consciousness, which does not elude you anymore, you may call it enlightenment, it leaves you to become only humble, simple and forgiving at the end of the day. Nothing's changed, yet everything's changed.
Right. And something that after spending a lot of time with you, something I used to be under the impression that enlightenment is like a on and off switch, and then it's like the end of all suffering.
It is the end of all suffering.
Right. But it's
because you don't see, Akash, you don't take on the impressions of experiences anymore. You are the experience. This life that has been awarded to you, this amazing spinal column which is erect that has been awarded to you, is the fascination of life itself. Every moment you should be fascinated with life, excited about life. You should be living your life, loving your life, and you should laugh also in this life.
Absolutely. I really believe it's the absolute joy of just going into life and just dancing with all of creation. But for you, from
As he dances.
as he does, for you, how is your relationship with your own psychological chatter, the mind, and the how is that like for you right now?
There is none. A question is asked and I answer.
Right.
There is no chatter behind it. I don't have to think to answer.
Okay. It's spontaneously.
It's just spontaneously flowing out.
And you could say this permeates through every aspect of your life, the spontaneity.
Yeah, because everybody has bad days, everybody has good days.
Good days, right.
But keeping the awareness in the bad days as well as the good days.
Right.
People forget that awareness on the days which are good.
Right.
They remember God consciousness and Shiva only when they are in trouble. Yeah. On the good days you forget.
Right. True. Right before an exam, you remember to go to the
temple. At least on the walk. I've seen a lot of children doing this, walking outside a temple and them just do that. But not even go inside.
Go inside, right.
That much also you don't want to do, and you expect the results and the grace to flow through you. It's not possible. You have to take some kind of a step forward, Akash.
Right. And what is this grace that you mentioned? What is that?
The illumination aspect of the universe is known as grace. Everything that is illuminated is because of the grace of that God consciousness. He is the cause. This God consciousness, we know him as Shiva in Trika Tantra. He is the cause of that light.
Right.
He is the light himself. He's not even the cause of light. He is the light himself.
Right. And is the goal of yoga or any form of spirituality to find union with him? Or
yes. You may call it Brahman, Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, Krishna consciousness. All that might be just words and play of words. But that consciousness is all ever present in this entire universe. It is the canvas upon which this entire universe and its differentiated reality has been painted upon. Thus, he is the cause.
Right. And would you say it's the goal of life of this incarnation to reach that state?
Of course. What else can be a purpose?
Right.
What have you been given this life for? Otherwise than this mind has been given to you, this body has been given to you, this consciousness and energy that runs through each and every organ of your being, 37.4 trillion cells, illuminated fully as you and me.
Right.
To understand this illumination that is coming from you.
Right.
To understand this illumination, that you are this illumination, you are this God consciousness in this tiny little body. You are that drop in the ocean in this lifetime.
Right. So it is said that a person like Buddha or an enlightened being, the way they interact with the world around them is very different from an enlightened person. Are there certain qualities that happen in the system, in the human system?
Yeah, as I told you, you become more humble, more simple, more forgiving.
Okay. And why do you think the general average population aren't really aware of things like this?
Because they want something from God. They don't want to become one with God.
Wow. Right. And I believe once upon a time a person was nailed to a cross for proposing the idea.
Beloved Jesus Christ. Of course, he learned from the Siddha masters of India.
Wow. Is it?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, 100%. Like, because his philosophy, if you read the Bible, Trika Tantra's ideology and Christianity's ideology works exactly the same way. In Trika Tantra, we have three. Shiva as the supreme god consciousness, Shakti as the supreme goddess energy, and Jiva, that is you and me.
Right.
The same aspect is there in Christianity as well, if you notice. In Islam also, if you notice. Okay, I'll explain you how. God, Son of God, and the Holy Spirit. This Holy Spirit is the Shakti. The God is the consciousness, and the Son of God is you and me.
Right.
So Shiva, Shakti, and Jiva is there as well.
Right.
In Islam, you have Allah, which is the supreme God consciousness, Banda, you and me, and Ruh, energy, the soul.